Hello and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Stephanie Craig.
And I'm Stetson Miller. The university says it is under heightened security ever since the attack on a Temple professor 2 weeks ago. The alleged assailant, Daryl Moon, has been arrested by police after he was caught on camera leaving Anderson Hall following the incident. Immediately after the TU alert went out to students, campus safety services increased the police presence around university buildings. Changes like an extra security guard on the second floor of Anderson and Gladfelter halls, as well as more awareness of students showing their IDs, have gone into effect. Joining us now is Tasia Morgan, who put the security changes to the test. Tasia, what can you tell us about the changes and how they're working?
Hi, Stetson. The university did increase security immediately following the incident, but they still may have a few steps to go before these changes are completely effective. The Temple update went to investigate the changes that campus safety services made to security. I attempted to walk past the security guards at several university buildings to see if I would be stopped and asked to show identification. After a professor was robbed in Anderson Hall, school officials have boosted security around Temple's campus.
Anytime you have an incident like that, you need to take a look at the security around the building and in all of our buildings and ask questions about whether there could be changes made to enhance the situation.
I visited a number of university buildings to put these changes to the test. My first stop was Tuttleman Learning Center, where I walked right in without showing any identification. At Paley Library, perhaps the security guard recognized the student based on his frequency in and out of the building, but this student made his way in as well. My last stop was Annenberg Hall, and I also entered without showing an ID. We interviewed students around campus to get their opinion on the effect of these security changes.
I couldn't find my ID in my bag. I held up the back of my phone. My phone case is the same color. And I just did that movement of I'm taking something out of my pocket and did this. And I got into Anderson, where the incident happened.
I think they are currently doing all they can. However, I don't really see it as enhanced security because pretty much all they did was they had me walk on the other side of the ropes and show my ID a little bit closer. But if you think about it, anybody can get into the school without a Temple ID. You just need an ID.
Some students feel more positive about the university's initiative.
The only buildings I've really noticed something in was Anderson and Gladfelter. The first day I walked back, it was Friday actually, and I think there was 3 security guards in each building. So that made me feel a little more comfortable, but I knew that nothing would happen, especially with the amount of security that was there.
Temple Update tried to reach out to university police, but they would not release a statement on the enhanced security measures. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Tasia Morgan. Some students get to know the security guards who work at Temple, so it could be possible that security recognized the students who passed through without an ID. The amount of students passing by between classes can also be a chance for people to slip by unnoticed. We did contact Temple Police, but they were unable to give a statement on the enhanced security.
Thanks, Tasia. It is that time in the semester to log on to TU Portal and fill out student feedback forms. This year's forms make it possible for students to view feedback about the professor before signing up.
To use a service like Rate My Professor because you know that the data is coming from students who actually took the course.
The reason I like it very much is it's an alternative to ratemyprofessor.com.
I think it's a great benefit because you get a more holistic view of the teacher in the class this way. You get that middle ground.
Feature is accessible to students who completed their feedback forms of spring 2013.
And now we go to Becca Hendrickson, who is live joining us from William Penn High School on North Broad Street.
Becca, we've been hearing rumors that the school may be the newest addition to Temple's campus. What can you tell us?
Thanks, Stephen. Stetson. Temple University has recently expressed an interest in purchasing the now vacant property that spans 2 city blocks. The university will be attempting to expand its footprint as part of the Visualized Temple Master Plan.
Drive past this vacant building on the corner of Broad and Master Street. The School District of Philadelphia has proposed a plan to raise $61 million on its abandoned properties. William Penn High School was added to this list after it closed in June of 2010. The 5-acre property is priced at a market value of $32.5 million. Temple expressed an interest in the property via a letter to the district in early October, seeing its location just blocks away from main campus as an opportunity to expand down Broad Street.
With the 2020 plan ending, the time seemed right for us to ask questions about whether there may be opportunities beyond our current footprint.
Temple Senior Vice President for Facilities James Creedon said Temple is interested in exploring the acquisition of the former William Penn High School property. We will be evaluating the school district's procurement process for the sale of the property. What the university will do with the land if they win the bid, however, remains unknown.
We don't have any specific plans for this property right now. If we were to get it, we would use the master planning document that is in the process right now to help guide any decisions that we might make on what the property would be used for.
And we actually just spoke with the building engineer, Tom Clark, who informed us that the entire property up for sale is actually 10.5 acres, not 5 acres, 10.5. And we also reached out to the School District of Philadelphia about Temple's possible purchase, but received no comment. Reporting live from William Penn High School for Temple Update, I'm Becca Hendrickson.
Thank you, Becca. November marks Military Appreciation Month. Temple University is honoring servicemen and women with several events on campus. Temple Update's Alexandra Gallo spoke with Temple's very own veterans.
Although Military Appreciation Month is a national recognition, what makes Temple's celebration of our veterans and current soldiers so unique is the 690 members that belong to the Temple Veterans Association. The TVA is a group on campus that aims at three things: reintegrating veterans socially, academically, and professionally.
It's great to see that Temple has all support for veterans that, you never know. I didn't know when I was going to school here, but compared to other universities that we work with, that we're very supported here.
Silas Adams is the president of the Veterans Association and is a sophomore here at Temple. After 8 years of serving in Iraq and Afghanistan as a Marine and protecting former President George W. Bush, Silas came home to Philadelphia. Like most veterans, Silas found it challenging to transition from the war to a school setting.
We come from a very rigid structure to a place such as Temple where we're sitting in a classroom.
Temple also has an ROTC program that is designed as a college elective curriculum course. Throughout the month of November, and Veterans Day especially, the Temple ROTC cadets showed their support.
We're not only here, but we're also at Ambler, Constitution Center, and at the Union League, so we're spread out supporting several major events today.
To show appreciation for alumni, current students, faculty, and staff who have served or are currently serving in the military, Temple hosted a veterans ceremony on Veterans Day.
I think it's great, especially to have it here on the college campus. It seems like there's going to be a big turnout, and I'm excited and glad to be a part of it.
Temple will continue to honor veterans and the rest of the military throughout the month of November, including sending care packages overseas. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Alexandra Gallo.
Prospective students interested in the College of Education got a taste of what it's like. High school and transfer students sat in on a real university class Monday morning to see what Temple was made of. Students will use what they see to make a decision on where to go to college. Joe Paris says these types of events are effective at attracting students to the School of Education.
I definitely would be attending Temple because of today's program, with getting a better idea in on classes and professors and meeting other students that are involved in the education program.
The School of Education is one of many schools who have class shadowing programs.
Alumni and students rolled up their sleeves to make a difference for Temple's first annual Global Day of Service. Temple Update's Serabo has the story.
Up to tackle projects throughout the city during the Temple Alumni Global Day of Service. One project was the cleanup at the Uber Street Garden. Volunteers worked to clear weeds and prepare the crop beds for planting in the spring. Students say that serving their community is a part of what makes them Temple made.
I really enjoy helping local Philadelphia neighborhoods. It helps me bring some pride to my city.
It's all about really giving that community perspective, like seeing things from community's eyes, not just our eyes. And when you really make that connection and you make that difference, you're doing something on a whole bigger level. And Temple is all about that.
While some were cleaning up the Uber Street Garden, other Temple alumni were helping out their furry friends at Operation Ava.
Operation Ava is a no-kill shelter that cares for abandoned or abused animals. After doing some maintenance work, volunteers helped out by giving the animals some attention and fresh air. With events all over the city and country, volunteers could help out in every way possible.
You can help out with animals, you can help out, at a recreation center, whatever
is of interest to you, and I think that's huge for people to, know that volunteering isn't just one aspect.
Volunteers agreed that their day of hard work was well worth it. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Serabo.
Still to come on Temple Update, there were more global alumni events at Temple over this weekend and into the week. Students gathered in Mitten Hall, dancing from sundown to sunup to help fight childhood cancer.
Plus, flowers are known to brighten up someone's day, but can they help fight depression? We'll have the story.
Are up. My favorite time of the year is here. Basketball's back, and I'll have all the latest on Temple hoops coming up at the sports desk.
And I'm Dan Marcel. It's been a cold and blustery start to the week. I'll tell you if it will stick around. That plus the 5-day forecast. Temple Update will be right back.
Plants may be the solution to fighting stress. Charlene Briggs is a professor of civil and environmental engineering at Temple University. She found that by soaking 38 different water petals in water, you can extract medicinal properties. A few drops a day from the resulting liquid can help fight depression, stress, trauma, and anxiety.
Formulas are plant medicine because they're made from the blooms of healing plants, and they're also energy medicine because that's how they work. Essentially, we are energetic beings. We're particles and waves vibrating in space.
And many other plants have healing properties when infused with tea or used as a compress. And Temple joined together for the first annual Hootathon. Updates, Cari Dienstman was there dancing the night away.
The year-long fundraising efforts of student philanthropists led up to Temple's first annual Hootathon. The 12-hour dance marathon took place Friday night in Mitten Hall.
It's cool to see everyone come out because they're giving up their Friday night to be here, and it shows that they really care about all these kids that are being treated at CHOP, and it means a lot to me because my brother was once there, so I think that's really cool to see.
For over a year, Hootathon executive board members collaborated with the Children's Miracle Network, hosting events to raise money for the Child Life Department at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Early into the night, families of young children who had been treated at CHOP took the stage to tell their personal stories.
This year, because of intensive therapies, early intervention, and hospitals right in our backyard, her speech delay is only 10%.
Although heartbreaking, these stories inspired listeners and served as a symbol of motivation throughout the night.
It doesn't matter how much money we raise at the end of the night. It's really just about that we're bringing Temple together and we're making the CHOP kids know that we're here and we're rallying behind them.
By the end of Hootathon, coordinators tallied the amount of money raised, revealing that participants collected a total of $60,005.75. This doubled the amount originally expected to be raised. This year, Hootathon kicks off Temple's inaugural Global Day of Service, and it is expected to be the first of many more Hootathons to come. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Carolyn Dienstman.
Coming up, the Temple men's basketball team's home opener was this weekend. Did they come out on top?
And basketball may have started, but that doesn't mean football is over. Simone Cuccurullo will be at the sports desk with when and where you can see the team back in action.
Don't go anywhere. Temple Update will be right back.
Welcome to another week here at the sports desk. I'm Simone Cuccurullo, and boy am I excited for the most wonderful time of the year. That's right, college hoops are back. The men's basketball team was balling on Broad this week in their home opener versus Kent State. The Golden Flashes gave the Owls a run for their money in this fast-paced matchup that left Dunphy's crew scrambling in the final minutes of the game. Strong offensive efforts from Will Cummings and Anthony Lee just weren't enough to get the Owls a win. Cummings and Lee put up a combined 33 points and had help from sophomore Quentin DeCozy, who set his new career high of 16 points. The impressive display of three-point shooting from Kent State was too much to handle for the Owls defense, as the Flashes went 11 for 21 in outside-the-arc shots. After the game, we heard from Coach Dunphy about his thoughts on the first tough loss of the season.
We're still trying to get to where we need to be in terms of trusting each other, and we probably, if we could have made a couple of extra passes maybe and not panicked a little bit, that would have helped us.
Although the Owls couldn't pull off their home opener, it was a different case on Saturday at the Palestra. I headed down to the historic venue to catch the first of the Big Five action this season. Big Five basketball matchups are arguably the most anticipated games on the schedule. But this year, the fans did not have to wait as the Owls took on the UPenn Quakers for their opening game of the season at the Cathedral of College Basketball.
This is in an unbelievable arena. I don't think any place gets as loud as this. I thought it was fantastic, and so it was a great win for us, a great help to our program. We were playing some pretty good basketball.
Coming into the game versus Penn, there were many unknown factors for the Owls. After losing 5 veteran seniors, it was hard to tell how the team would rebuild. But once they hit the court, it was evident that the new team is learning more and more each and every day.
I think we came out and gelled pretty well. We did a lot of good things sometimes, and we did a lot of bad things sometimes. So it's actually going to be a work in progress. It's a new bunch of guys, and we just building pieces as we go and working hard every day in practice. So I think over time we're going to gel more and more and grow as a unit.
Not only did the leaders step up, but rookie freshmen Josh Brown and Mark Williams proved why they deserved their minutes off the bench.
I like Josh Brown a lot. He had a great drive to the basket. And Mark Williams is both those guys really, one thing they do is they compete. So I'm really very pleased with them.
They did what we asked them to do, play poise and play under control and just do all the little things and the right things to help us get the victory, and that's what they did tonight.
The men's team wasn't the only ones who got a taste of Big Five action in opening week. Women's basketball headed up North Broad to take on our neighbors, the LaSalle Explorers, at Tom Gola Arena. George Washington transfer student Shaharia Ship made her debut with the Owls, contributing a career-high 18 points. Senior Natasha Thames was close behind, recording a double-double of 12 points and 12 rebounds. However, one of the most impressive stats of the day came from team shooting percentage. The Owls shot 40% from the floor compared to the Explorers' 28. Temple returns home from their season opener with a 60-47 win. Now, earlier this week, the girls made the trip down to the Bob Carpenter Center at the University of Delaware, where they defeated the Blue Hens 70-58. The 2-0 Lady Owls will be hosting the Auburn Tigers tonight at the Leacore Center at 6 p.m. And men's hoops is down in Baltimore tonight to take on the Towson Tigers. The game will be televised on NBC Sports and tip-off is at 7:30. But if you aren't quite ready to get out of the cold, don't forget that the football team will be playing UCF this Saturday at Lincoln Financial Field. We'll be at both games tweeting live at TU_sportsdesk. I'm Simone Cuccurullo. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Simone. Coming up, Dan the weatherman is back, but let's not forget about Sally the sorority sister. She'll show you how to dress for this freezing cold weather.
And we travel back in time once again to 1988 for one of Temple Update's first episodes.
We'll be right back.
Getting vaccinated may not be fun, but it sure beats getting the flu. Temple University is offering free flu shots. And Update's Alex Keller headed down to the health services to learn more.
The leaves have changed and are beginning to fall to the ground, and students are bundling up on campus. It is a sure sign that winter is on the way and the flu season is here. Students and faculty at Temple University are encouraged to take advantage of the free flu shot offered by Student Health Services to protect themselves and others this season.
If one person infects 5 other people, those 5 people infect 25, 25 infect 125. So just by preventing one, you can prevent hundreds of people from getting the flu.
College campuses, where students are packed tight in classrooms or dorm buildings, make an easy environment to spread the flu virus. One student says she learned the hard way after coming down with a serious case of the stomach flu last year.
It was really terrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I never really got the flu shot before because I thought that it made you sick. But then after I had that really bad experience, I started to get it. And I haven't had any symptoms or anything thus far this year.
The flu shot can produce minor side effects like mild fever and soreness, but the Director of Student Health Services ensures that the flu shot is completely safe. It is physiologically impossible to contract the flu from the vaccine. Students can receive their shot at both Maine and Ambler campuses. To schedule an appointment, simply log on to My Online Student Health.
We want to eliminate whatever barriers there are for students to get the vaccine. We just want to make it as easy as possible.
Other ways to prevent the spread of the flu virus this season is to always cover your sneeze or cough with the inside of your elbow and to use plenty of hand sanitizer. For more information, log on to Temple University's Student Health Services website. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Alexandra Keller.
So Stetson, did you get your flu shot yet?
No, I haven't, but I really got to make sure I do because a lot of people are getting sick.
That's right, and I have my scarves, I have my gloves, I'm all ready to go. But what I want to know is is this cold weather here to stay?
Thanks, Steph. Yeah, that's right. It suddenly got very, very cold out, and to think it was 80 a few weeks ago. But let's take a look at the current weather conditions. Currently 40 degrees under sunny skies and a high of 54 today. We've got some light wind, so that might be adding to the wind chill. Tonight we'll see a low of around 36. Sally, the sorority girl, is wearing her big winter coat, so make sure that you've put on your scarves and your gloves before you go outside, because it is going to be a cold one today. Looking ahead to the 5-day forecast, over the weekend we'll see a small increase in temperatures. Not much, but enough to make it comfortable. Friday, we'll see sunny skies with a high of 57 and a low of 42. Saturday, a little bit warmer, 59 degrees, and it is game day for the football team at the Link. Game time temperature will stay around the mid-50s. Please make sure to layer up as you go on to cheer on the Owls. The low that night will be 47. Now, moving on to Sunday, there is a high of 66, much warmer, but a 60% chance of showers. Luckily, the low that night is 56, so no chance of freezing rain. But unfortunately, it looks like that rain is going to stick around. There is a 30% chance of showers on Monday. Starting off your school week, it will stay warm with a high of 65 and a low of 41. That'll do it for weather. If you'd like to stay up to date on the latest weather updates, you can follow us at TU_weatherwatch. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. After a look out their window, one Colorado family saw a once-in-a-lifetime sight. Right outside their home, Greg Chase and his wife saw an elk jumping up and down on their trampoline. Other elks lent a hoof as they tried to get their friend back on land. Eventually, the elk managed to find his way out.
The 1980s brought us the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And as the kids were shrinking down, Temple Update was growing up. To celebrate Temple Update's 25th anniversary, we went back in time to one of our earliest broadcasts.
Hello and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Victoria Lim.
And I'm Lynn Giroux. University plans to renovate the Baptist Temple may provide students housing in the future, but the Temple's current residents, the Chapel of Four Chaplains, will have to find a new location.
If you're having trouble coping with drugs, alcohol, stress, or any problem, help is now just a phone call away. Peer Advocacy Counseling and Training has established a hotline to provide counseling, information, and support.
Tucked away in the corner of Gladfelter Hall is one of Temple's hidden treasures. There are drawers and drawers filled with artifacts from all over the world.
Next weekend, the Temple Owls open their 1988-89 basketball campaign with an exhibition game at home against a team from Sweden.
We'll leave you now with scenes of the Temple University faculty in action.
That's all for this edition of Temple Update. For more news and information, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And you can always watch us live at 10 o'clock online or at TUTV, Comcast Channel 50, and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Stephanie Craig and the rest of the Update team, I'm Stetson Miller. We'll see you next week.
Let's cut this show open now.
Love you.